Josh Hutcherson already survived the Hunger Games, but can he also survive some evil animatronics at his new job? Hello everyone, welcome back to another movie review by J. Marum. And finally I'm back with another movie review. It's been a while since I have done a video on my channel, but to be honest, the last few days were not really good days for me. I was not really in the mood to make and post a video, so that's why it took a while. But anyhow, last week I did manage to see one new movie, a horror movie, and it's a movie that I actually want to give my review, give my thoughts about. And that movie is the new horror movie Five Nights at Freddy's. And this movie, directed by Emma Tammy and starring Josh Hutcherson and Matthew Lillard, is a huge success. I've seen articles that are saying that this is a real box office success for a horror movie. Maybe even the most successful horror movie of this year. Don't quote me on that, but anyhow, it did very well at the box office. And that made me actually very glad. I'm always glad if a horror movie does good at the box office. And based on the trailers, I was not really excited for it. Doesn't seem like my kind of horror film. But I was still curious anyway, and I saw it, and it's actually a very fun and entertaining horror movie. Not really my thing, it's not really my kind of movie, but for what it is, I actually had a very good time at the theaters. And what is the movie about? The movie is about our character, played by Josh Hutcherson. I believe his name is Schmidt in the movie. And he's dealing with problems. He saw his brother got kidnapped when he was younger and he's still struggling with that. Meanwhile, he has to take care of his little sister, who is still in primary school. But his aunt wants the sister away from him. So he has problems, and to prevent that, one of the things he has to do is get a job. But the problem about our main character is that he is not really good at keeping jobs. So his options are very limited at the beginning of this film, and the only option basically is this security gig at night in this place that was huge in the 80s, and the only thing he has to do is just keep an eye on those animatronics. Only problem, those animatronics are alive and not so friendly. That's the movie. Basic premise, but very well executed. And like I said, very fun movie, very entertaining. I really had a good time. And that's mostly because of our two actors. First of all, we have Josh Hutcherson, who is an actor that I really admire. I liked him since he was doing kids movies like Satura. Very underrated movie, give that one a watch. It's basically Jumanji but in space. Also Bridge to Terabithia, or what it's called. A very good but sad movie, and also of course the Hunger Games movies. Big fan of Josh Hutcherson. He was kinda away from a few years, did not really saw him that much in movies, so very glad to see him again. And he did a very good job in this movie. However, the actor that I actually wanted to see this movie is Matthew Lillard. I'm a Scream fanatic, Matthew Lillard is in Scream, and in this movie he's also very entertaining. He's actually the scene stealer. Every scene he is in, he is the best thing. And those two actors really made this movie. Also, the movie has a heartwarming story about an older brother trying to take care of the younger sister, while someone is trying to get her away from him. So that was actually a very heartwarming story that's in this horror movie. I did not really expect that, but was a certain welcome surprise for me. And also the animatronics, the big event of the movie, they were actually very entertaining. There are some scenes where we actually see those animatronics in action doing stuff, horror stuff, and those were very entertaining. So those three elements really make this movie work for me. Makes me think of a very entertaining movie that gave me a very good time. However, like I said, it's not really my kind of movie. It's not the movie that I would gonna rewatch that often. It gave me a good time for this watch, but it's probably just gonna stay for this watch, or maybe over 10 years I will give it another shot at this movie, but so not really has that rewatchability for me. And also, the whole movie was very familiar for me, and that's because this movie is a twin. And for those who don't know what twin movies are basically two movies that are very similar in story and other things, and that are basically released very close to each other, in a maximum of 2 years separate from each other. And Five Nights at Freddy's already has a similar movie that came out 2 years ago, and that's Willy's Wonderland. And Willy's Wonderland is actually the same movie. In this movie we have Nicolas Cage, who takes on a new job as a security agent at this place that was huge in the 80s, and basically all he has to do is clean up, but he has to face some evil animatronics. Sounds familiar, right? Well, those two movies are basically the same. I really liked Willy's Wonderland for Nicolas Cage's role, but other than that, was a bit disappointed by that movie. So, who is the better movie of the two? My pick is gonna be Five Nights at Freddy because of the heartwarming story, and it's a better made movie in general, and of course the entertaining value of Matthew Lillard. And also another negative I have in this movie is that the horror could have been a bit more. It was a bit of a soft horror, but that's alright, just a personal taste of mine. So those were basically my thoughts on the movie Five Nights at Freddy. Very fun movie, entertaining movie, but not really my kind of movie, so it's not a movie that I'm gonna watch that often. But certainly give it a shot, maybe you will like it too. So this was my review, I hope you guys like my review. Always be free to share your thoughts on the movie below in the comments. Would love to read those. And if you want to see more movie reviews of me in the future, always be free to subscribe to my channel. Until the next time.